From the floor of the CME Group, this is Danny Riley on today's Cash Close. And the name of this video, the S&P and the world of running buy and sell stops. The high of the day in the S&P came in at 2023 even early. The low came in at 1998 even mid-morning. And last were 201690 were up 4 handles on the day. Total volume, 1.75 million minis trade and 4,500 big S&Ps trade in the pit. MOC, we had a measly 50 million to buy. The MIM was showing like 60 million up to 250 or 300 million to buy. The actuals came out by 50 million. Tomorrow we've got the MBA purchase applications. We've got the housing starts number. We've got the Redbook, and we've got earnings from American Express, eBay, Sandisk, Netflix, and IBM reports after the close. Now look at crude oil still, I think crude oil still running this wheel, you guys. It made a high at 48.77 early, or at Globex, and then made a late day low at 45.89, and its last is 46.13. It's down $2.56. Wow, just can't seem to get out of its own way. And like I said, I think as long as crude oil is doing this, it's going to be hard to get a real grip on what the S&P is going to do. As after all, it makes up 10% of the weighting in the S&P. Now look, the big thing this week is, like I said, there's not a lot of economic reports, but on Thursday, Jan 22nd, the ECB meets. And throughout this whole credit crisis, what they've tried to do, they've tried to stay away from their quantitative easing bond buying programs to spur growth. But really, to tell you the truth, it looks like Mario Draghi is determined to get some type of bond buying program into Europe and to get kind of stimulate the economy. But the question here is, what's going to happen after that? Now, I said about a week and a half ago that it may be a big case to sell the news, and I still think that way. I think the estimate is like 538 billion euros or 500 billion in US as far as their program's concerned. It's kind of a rough estimate. But that said, I'm not sure, I still believe in this whole thing that if you're looking at these markets, you got to buy US and sell Europe, and that's not going to change anything going into this meeting or thereafter. Now, the last thing is I want to talk about the volatility. Now, the S&P sold off 25 handles today, and then it rallied 22 handles, and then it sold off 6 handles late in the day. Now, I'm under the inclination that this may taper off a little bit, but it's going to require crude oil to start to firm up, and some of these stocks that have been beaten down so badly. Right now, I think that the volatility is just running this thing up and down, and I think when it's like this, there is a tendency for the algorithms to do exactly what they did today. They ran the buy stops early, they ran the sell stops, and then after they did, they leveled off. Now, I will say one thing. Chance Strout has given me some charts, and when I saw the exact highs and the exact lows today, I did buy the lows and did okay. But you know what? I called for selling the early rally, and I didn't sell them. So you know what? I'm null and void on that. I did okay on my second trade of the day, and I'm going to leave it like that, you guys. I think there's a lot of moving parts out there. Like I said, there's a lot of negatives. While the U.S. economy still seems to be moving in the right direction, there's a lot of moving parts here. We'll leave it like that, and I'll see you guys on the opening print.